Welcome back to my channel. I am Brooke if you're new, and today's video is going to be all about looking like a glowing goddess with full coverage but not looking cakey. We're going to be using a bunch of cream products in this to get a nice fresh and dewy glow. I hope you guys enjoy, and without any further ado, let's get started. To start with this look, I'm going to be using the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. This is something that was in my BoxyCharm video. If you want to watch that, I will link it down below. But this is just like a luminizing primer that also fills in your pores. For foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation, and this is in the shade 202 because I'm super pale right now. And I'm going to be mixing in the Sephora Luminizing Radiant Drops, and they're in the shade Morning Light. So I'm just going to take my mixing plate here and squirt some of this L'Oreal foundation on there, and then I'm gonna take some of my drops, and I put like 2.5, almost 3 squirts of the luminizing drops in there. And then what I'm gonna do to add just a little bit more coverage is add half a drop of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This foundation just has a little bit more coverage than the Pro Glow, so that is why I'm going in with that one. Once I get that all mixed up, I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying this mixture to the face. My sponge is like, this happened yesterday when I was cleaning it. I don't know how, but I think it's time to go get a new sponge, but I haven't been to the store yet, so this is what we're working with. My face doesn't have a whole lot of blemishes right now, but I do have one here and kind of over here, just one that's healing, so it's still a little bit red. So I wanted to make sure I include full coverage for you guys because I know everybody gets breakouts, but we still want to be glowy and dewy and look pretty and feel pretty. So that's why I definitely wanted to make this more of a full coverage kind of look, but still allowing you to be glowy and fresh looking. Next up is a very important step, and these are your concealers. We're going to be using this for brightening to bring brightness and light to the face, but also you're going to be using one of your skin tone colored concealers so we can go in and spot conceal. Even though we did go in with foundation, we just went in with one nice even layer with a little bit of coverage, but this is where we're going to get our full coverage without looking like we're caked up. So first I'm going to go in with my skin tone concealer, and this is the Tarte Shape Tape in light medium honey. This is closest to my skin tone right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my blemish areas. You don't want to go too crazy, but just apply it in those little imperfection areas, and then I'm going to go in and just lightly blend that out with my sponge. So that step was pretty easy, and now we're going to move on to the brightening of the face, and this is Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand. And I'm going to apply just a little bit to the inner part of my eyes and underneath where I have some darkness, just to help brighten up the eyes. And then I'm going to go in with my sponge and blend this out as well. Next up, I'm going to jump into my Anastasia Cream Contour Palette, and I'm going to be using this just to brighten up the face. I'm going to be mixing this first and second shade together right here, and I'm using a Morphe E8 brush. I like to use this brush to blend out concealer a lot, but it's great for this as well. And I'm going to apply this on the chin, down the nose, and on the forehead. You can also bring a little bit right here underneath the eyes, not where you would necessarily put your concealer, but just down a little bit lower to bring the brightness to the center of the face. And once I get that applied to the face, I'm just going to go in and blend this out with my sponge. Now we're looking a little pasty because we've done all this brightening, and we're going to go in and do some bronzing and contouring to the face. It may seem like there is a lot of steps to this, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, how am I going to end up looking still natural? But the trick is using your cream products and using your powders in all the right places and the right amounts. So cream products are just going to kind of blend in together and melt into the skin and not cause that cakey look that powder can give you. But you don't want to go too crazy. You want to be light-handed with your cream products. We didn't use as much concealer as I normally would. And with the Anastasia cream palette, I just used a little bit, dabbed my brush in there, and lightly tapped on the skin where I wanted to brighten those areas. This product I absolutely love. It is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. It is the most beautiful cream bronzing slash contouring product ever. I love it so much. It's the perfect texture. It's nice and light. It's not too thick and hard to blend out. You can just like bronze the whole face up with this, and it's just beautiful. I absolutely love this. I highly recommend it, and it's so affordable. So if you can get your hands on this, I believe, like, really the only place I ever see it is like CVS and Walgreens. I don't ever see it in Ulta or Target, other places that Wet n Wild is sold. I only see it at those drugstores. For this, I'm going to be using a Morphe R10. It's just a nice, precise brush, but it has some fluff to it also. And this is natural hair bristles. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab in here to the cushion. And a little goes a long way, so you don't need much. I'm going to go in with a light hand and just start pressing this into the skin at an angle to give us a little bit of that contour to the cheek. You want to start back here by the hairline and just work your way into about the outside of the eye. You don't want to bring it in too far. It's going to give you a beautiful, like, airbrushed bronze look. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this over on the temples and the sides of the forehead. And just blending this in on the perimeter of the face, kind of giving ourselves an overall bronze look. Also, one thing I love about this product is it doesn't pick up your foundation or concealer underneath. It just sits on top of it beautifully and blends in, but it does not pick up the product underneath it. So that is the difference between the two sides. This side is looking very flat and pale, and we've added some more color and dimension to this side of the face. I'm also going to bring it down the neck a little bit to give us some contouring, but to also just blend in the color with the rest of our face. I'm going to show you guys something that I've been doing lately, and I've been doing this with my cream and powder bronzers. And I like to just take, whenever I've been going on the face, you know, or around the edges, and I'll take kind of the excess product and run it over the crease of my eye like this. Even if it's a big fluffy brush, I just kind of tilt my head back and look down and run it across my eye like this, and it just gives you like a natural contour right there to your eyes, and just looks like a really diffused, like, natural transition shade in the crease. So that is something that I like to do a lot. I'm going to take the excess and also go underneath my lip to give it a little bit more of a pout contour under there. I'm going to go in and contour the nose a little bit, and I'm going to just use a very small brush for this. This is a Morphe E36. Start mapping out my nose contour. I don't have any issues with my nose, but I just like to do this to bring color and dimension to the center of the face as well. But I bring this underneath and kind of blend it out, and then I just have these on the sides here, and I'm going to go in and just blend these out with this brush. So right now we're looking a little too brown on the nose, a little bit crazy. So I'm going to show you guys what I do to finish off this contour. I'm going to jump back into this Anastasia palette with the same little brush and just go into this first shade and draw a tiny line down the center of my nose. I'm also going to take this on the sides of the nose. Okay, now I'm just going to take the back side of my sponge, not adding any product, and lightly blend this out. You don't want to go too crazy and totally take away those lines, but just lightly blend out. Now that we have our nose nice and defined, I'm going to go in with some cream blush next. This is my favorite cream blush of all time. It is the Butter London blush in the shade Tiddly. It's the most beautiful peachy, pinky, coral shade ever. I love it. And all I do is take this same brush or my beauty sponge. I kind of do both, but today I'm going to use the sponge. Today I'm going to use the brush and just dab in here. And I'm going to lightly start pressing this into the cheeks and blending it in with that cream contour that we put on. It does not take much of this. You just barely tap it in there and start blending it in. And that's all you do for that. Super quick, super easy, beautiful cream blush. I'm starting to look like a zombie over here. I need to get this foundation off my lips. Next, what I would like to do is take this Morphe E8 that we used earlier, or whatever brush you used to do the brightening with the Anastasia cream palette or the cream product that you used. Whatever is left on it, come under here, under your contour and your blush, and just very lightly clean that up. You don't have to add any extra product, just the excess on there will do this perfectly. For my cream highlight, I would use the Sephora Morning Light drops, but these do pick up my foundation whenever I use them, so I don't like to use those. I've tried them with my finger, with my sponge, and they just don't work for me. So instead, I'm going to use another amazing cream highlight. I love this one. This is by Lbhmakeup, and it's in the shade Lit. I've used this before on my channel. I like to warm it up on the back of my hand, and then what I do is either take my finger or my sponge. I'm going to take my sponge today and just get it on the clean side and start to dab this on my cheekbones. Very light hand. You don't want to swipe because then you're going to pick up that cream product underneath. You just want to dab it on there super light. It's just going to give you that nice, natural, dewy look. Once I have that applied to the cheeks, I'm going to bring it on my Cupid's bow. And I'm going to take it above the brow, just right here on this bone right there. A little bit on the chin. And then I'm also going to take this down the center of the nose. You want to use a defined edge of your sponge or pinch your sponge very small so that you can create a nice thin line. A little extra on the tip of the nose. And that just like transforms the look. It makes you look so glowy. I absolutely love this highlight. Okay, now we are going to get into the one powder product that we are going to use, and that is the Cover FX translucent powder. You can use whatever powder that you like. I love the RCMA one as well, and the Laura Mercier. Laura Mercier is not my absolute favorite, but I do like it. I like the Cover FX and the RCMA one better. So I'm just blending out the creases on my eyes right now. I'm just going to take the slightest bit on my Morphe M438 and set right under the eyes and on the eyelids. I'm not going to bake or anything. I'm just going to sweep that under there and sweep it away. And I just have to do that because I don't like the look of my concealer creasing on my eyelids or under my eyes. So that is why I do the powder. If I could avoid it, I 100% would. I love all cream products on a face. It just looks so fresh. But that is just to prevent the creasing. Next up, I'm going to go in with a facial spray. You can use whatever you like, MAC Fix Plus, any of your setting sprays, but I'm going to be using the Mario Badescu spray today, and this is the cucumber one. I like this one better than the more well-known rose one, but I tried the rose one and I like it. I just prefer the cucumber one. It's got cucumber, aloe, and green tea in it, and I think those are just great products. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this on the skin, and this is just going to add some more moisture to the face, a little bit more dew, and help all those cream products kind of blend together on the face. And I go a little crazy. Okay guys, so I just finished up my makeup off camera. I went in and did my brows and then just threw on some mascara and some gloss. And the gloss that I used is Victoria's Secret's Lip Silk Sheer Gloss in the shade, what shade is this? I don't think it has a shade on here. It says Brilliant Olive. Maybe that's the shade, but I feel like they would put it in English if it was a shade. I don't know. It's just a nice neutral gloss. It almost looks clear when you put it on the lips, but kind of just neutralizes the lip, your natural lip shade. My main goal with this was to just get the coverage that you want, make your skin look flawless, but still not look like you're wearing a ton of makeup, and still be glowy, look like a glowing goddess. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to just use mostly cream products. You can still use powders and get the dewy, fresh look. Just like I did, just use them under your eyes to help with the creasing. This will help you out a ton, not necessarily just this spray. Any type of spray that is meant for refreshing and rejuvenating and hydrating the skin is going to be great to help everything just sink in together and look natural on the skin. I hope today's video was helpful for you guys and that you enjoyed it. I love these full coverage, dewy, fresh skin looks. They're my absolute favorite. Let me know what you guys prefer. Do you prefer like a full coverage matte, or do you like the full coverage but make it look a little bit more fresh and dewy? I love the type of makeup that's like, it's makeup but it looks natural. Like, don't get me wrong, I love like full glam matte winged eyeliner, shadow, contoured. I love all that, but my go-to is this, like feathery brows, dewy skin, not look like I'm wearing too much makeup. That's just my favorite. And if you're wanting a makeup artist who is bomb at that, just to like follow on Instagram and get some inspo, she's literally like my favorite makeup artist. Her name is Nikki_makeup on Instagram. I'll put it on the screen right here. She's got a ton of following, but she has the most beautiful, stunning work I've ever seen. She's my favorite makeup artist ever. Just to kind of show you, I'll show you some pictures of her work. Like, she can still have like a full beat face and it just looks so like natural and glowy. I don't know how she does it, but look at this. She is absolutely stunning herself. That last picture I showed you with the big curls and the red lips, that's her. But she's an international makeup artist and she's just, I love her work. It is, I get so much inspo from it. She's absolutely amazing. So if you want more inspo for ideas like the natural glowy look, her page is awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you and that you enjoyed it. If you have any video requests, as always, please leave them down below. I love to make videos of what you guys want to see. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this, and I will see you in my next video.